Hey, welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Row. I am excited to be in the speakeasy today to film a video bringing to you two very special ryes that I am excited to share with you today. Now, if you end up enjoying this video, please smash that like button. If you like seeing videos of Jamie and I together filming and doing stuff together, go over to her channel, Beyond the Row. That's where we do most of the stuff together, is over on her channel. Now, what I have for you today, fall's in the air, it's starting to cool off here in Virginia. And well, to me, fall and rye whiskey go hand in hand. They are the perfect complement to each other. And tonight we're bringing to you two special rye whiskeys. The first is New Riff Balboa Rye. Now this is bottled in bond, coming in at 100 proof with no chill filtration involved. And it's made with rare heirloom Balboa rye grain exclusively for New Riff Distilling. I'm really excited about this one. And I gotta tell you, we opened this up on a live stream not too long ago, tasted it, and man, this thing really impressed me. So we're gonna pull this one out here in just a second. And second up tonight, to go against the Balboa Rye from New Riff, is Blue Run's Cask Strength Rye Whiskey, coming in at 106 proof. It is the White Butterfly with the beautiful Blue Run bottle. Never opened this one. We're gonna pop the cork right now. It's a pretty nice cork pop. And not such a nice cork pop. Ow! Fudge! I've never done that before. That hurt. I smashed my hand in the cork when I was putting it back on. Never done that before. Corks are dangerous. We are going to give these just a minute to air out. But let me just say that, when we start talking about fall, one of the things that really, to me, pairs rye with fall is rye whiskeys tend to have this really nice kind of woodsy, evergreen, pine sometimes, but they just remind you of being in the outdoors, right? They have some nice fruit sometimes, some nice flowers, some nice flora, some other things, but really kind of that fresh fall feel from that evergreen, that mint kind of thing you sometimes get as well. That just rings like fall to me, and I really do enjoy it. Now, let me dive into this one first. Now, there is just so much fruit that comes through on the nose of this. I'm getting a little bit of apricot, a little bit of like almost pineapple. Apricot, pineapple, touch of cherry. It's got a really strong presence on the nose. Then I'm getting caramel, some dried fruit, some spice. Really nice on the nose. This has a fantastic nose. Now let's go over to the Blue Run. Now the Blue Run, I'm getting a little bit of a very earthy tone. I'm getting earth, caramel, a little bit of proof burn on the nose, touch of vanilla, but that earthiness is very strong on this one. I'm going to be interested to see if that earthiness comes through on the palate, because that may just destroy it. Let's try the New Riff first. A little bit of anise, clove. Oh wow, really nice mouthfeel. A lot of tingly mouthfeels going on there. Evergreen, mint. Mint's really strong on it. That's really nice. But I do get this like black licorice, mint, fruit, caramel. It's really pleasant. It's very unique and very different. It tastes, the best way to describe it is it tastes beautiful. It's very interesting. Yeah, it reminds me some of Canadian rye. Sometimes, I've had some Canadian rye that remind me of that. That's pretty solid. It's a good pour. All right, let's try this Blue Run Cask Strength. It's cask strength, but it's only coming in at 106 proof. So this thing is not a strong cask. That's interesting. It's got a really nice proof spice. It has a kind of a thin caramel taste, but a nice mouthfeel. The earthiness is coming through, and I'm getting that earthiness on my palate. I'm going to see if that wears off just a little bit, because I think there might be some really nice flavors, but that earthy note is really kind of dominating right now. I've had a couple sips, and that earthiness is really lightening up. It comes across a lot higher than the 106 proof that it is. It's much proofier than the New Riff. There's a lot of really good caramel. It tastes, I mean, it's a rye. You get some rye spice. You get a little bit of an evergreen, just a very, very faint hint of evergreen, a very faint touch of mint. Very, very, very minor. Very minor. Lots of caramel. Lots of proof spice. This could easily come across as a high rye bourbon. It's got a lot of, traditional bourbon notes, whereas the Balboa rye, there's no mistaking that for a rye whiskey. Whereas this one is very, very muted rye notes. Every sip I have of the Blue Run, it gets less and less earthy. So that's a good sign. To me, it's probably something that was just kind of, it got bottled in, and it's going to fade out over time. I've had that happen before. The Penelope Calf Strength, when I first got it, had a lot of kind of musty, very earthy dirt kind of notes. And went back to it a couple months later, and it's delicious now. So totally could happen. But the earthiness on this is not near as pronounced as it was on the Penelope, by the way. Now, I've been underwhelmed by Blue Run in the past. I got the Blue Run 14 year when it first came out. Very underwhelmed by it. And I've had another Blue Run, and I can't find it. I was looking for it actually before I started filming. I don't remember exactly which one it was. But I was a little underwhelmed with that one too. It wasn't bad. None of them were bad. The 14 year wasn't bad. It just was kind of underwhelming for the price and the specialness of it. This was a lot more available price-wise. I think I paid about $90 for this in Louisville when I went there over Christmas, but just hadn't had a chance to open it. So I wanted to take the chance to share with you my opinions on it, as well as, even though I talked on a live stream about the Balboa Rye from New Riff, to share it with you, in video form. I paid about $90 for this in Louisville. I paid about, I want to say about $75 for this. Great support of the channel. AW helped me get a hold of this a while back. And these are both pretty solid bottles. They're quite different experiences, though. They're really not that comparable. Man, the more and more I have this, I'm just getting so much fruit. It's like apricot and tangerine and cherry, like all blended together, and it's just very sweet and delicious. It reminds me a lot in some ways of the seagrass, the Barrel Craft Spirit seagrass, that is just so apricot. It's like an apricot bomb, and I love that thing, and it's very, very good. This is very comparable, I think, at least the impression that I'm getting, and price-wise, it's about the same. And New Riff is killing it. I haven't had any New Riff stuff that I've been disappointed with. Pricing is pretty on point. The Blue Run is more impressive than I thought it would be. I did not have high hopes for it, and it's actually a pretty tasty pour. This, to me, comes across much more like a Wild Turkey Rare Breed rye, and this comes across much more as a traditional Canadian rye. So if you like that very bourbony tasting rye whiskey, this might be right up your alley. Price-wise, is it better than Rye Breed? That's a tough sell, but it's an experience that that is unique and interesting. So if you're, if you want to spend the money on it, I can't dissuade you, because this is a pretty decent bottle. So I think if I were to just sum up the what wins tonight, the winner is the Balboa Rye. The fruit flavors that come through on this thing is it's just so unique and so interesting and so beautiful. And they've brought together this special rye grain that has whatever properties, and then they distilled it, and they did such a good job to bring forward these fruit flavors that are just bananas good. They're so good. The Blue Run is much better than I thought it would be, and my hat's off to them for stepping up. The bottles are obviously amazing. The hype train is strong, but this is not a bad bottle. I can't, I'll talk smack about bottles when they deserve it, but this one doesn't. This is actually better than I thought it would be. 106 proof cask strength, about $90. That being said, the New Riff is the winner. I'm excited because I've got two delicious rye whiskeys that are both impressive, and I'm happy that I bought. Fall is here, and that is awesome. If you ended up enjoying this video, please smash that like button. Subscribe to Whiskey Row if you have not. And until next time, find a bottle you love.